Okay, so She-Hulk episode 3. Really good. There was one little thing at the end that I really didn't like. It was just in a post-credit scene. But yeah, I mean, it involves Megan Thee Stallion, she has a cameo in this and everything. Which is fine, throughout the other part of the episode. I was okay with that. It's just there's one part of the end credit scene. So anyway, this episode follows up last week where she gets tasked with defending Emil Blonsky, who was obviously the main villain, or ended up being the main villain of the Incredible Hulk movie from 2008, which was Edward Norton before Ruffalo took over that role as Hulk. They did make a joke about that last week, which was pretty funny. Well, this one, carrying on with that, where she's having to try to get him parole. And then the only hang-up is that it plays off of Shang-Chi, where, he was being busted out there to go bet on fights with Wong, who does have an appearance in there. There's actually a pretty humorous, fourth wall break, because She-Hulk is known for that, at the beginning of this episode, where she looks at the camera and it says, you're all waiting to see Wong? Are you excited to see Wong? What do you think? This show is just going to be a bunch of cameos every week, with Hulk and Abomination and now Wong, and then we still haven't seen two other ones. Frogman, who's going to be new to the MCU, will be joining. And then Charlie Cox, returning as Daredevil, will be back at some point. We don't know when. This episode also gets a little bit more into what the overall story for this series is going to be. There's a scene in there with the Wrecking Crew, who are just these guys, these construction workers that get Asgardian weapons, tools, or the tools get imbued with Asgardian magic, which is in the comics. They're one of the more obscure, kind of more ridiculous villains, but for this show it probably fits. And there's a line in there where they're trying to inject She-Hulk with something when they attack her, and it says, and they're unsuccessful, and in fact the syringe is bent. Oh, she's going to be mad at us. I'm assuming they're talking about Titania, who's Jamila Jamil's character, who we haven't seen since the first episode, since she busted into the courtroom. So, I mean, this is going to be 9 episodes long, unlike the usual 6 that Marvel has been giving us lately. Now, if you remember, WandaVision early last year was 9 episodes, and it wasn't until about the 4th episode where things started picking up. So I'm wondering if this is what's going to go on here, where next week we'll probably get reintroduced to Titania, and we'll get to see what's going on there. No Hulk in this episode, which was really surprising. I was wondering if we would get to see where he was headed. The last episode, he was off in the Sicarian ship, off somewhere. I mean, there's rumors that he was heading off to deal with his son Scar, where it's going to lead to a Planet Hulk, World War Hulk storyline, which I don't think is happening. I mean, it's just the way the MCU with the Smart Hulk and everything is set up right now. It's just, it's not possible right now. I think it's more dealing with the Marvels or Shang-Chi, because he was in that end credit scene, remember, with Brie Larson at the end of the Shang-Chi movie. So either he got a lead on the Origin of the Ten Rings and was investigating that, or maybe it's to do with the post-credit scene of Miss Marvel, where she gets sapped into another, wherever she went, and then Brie Larson got sapped into her room. So it could be that, too. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying this series. It is a comedy. I think that's what people are forgetting. They're not getting all the joke. Why there's so much humor? It's supposed to be that way. Yeah, but the post-credit scene is about the one thing I really did not like. I mean, I get it. It was supposed to be more silly, and her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion was just kind of odd. Well, anyway, a great episode. Can't wait for the 4th one.